Good afternoon. My name is Lesroy Williams, and a warm welcome to all of you who have tuned in to this interview. Today I am with the esteemed CFBC debate team that will be participating in the 53rd Leeward Islands debating competition. The team has been diligently preparing for the competition, which takes place in St. Martin from March 6th to March 8th. I am here to have a chit-chat with them. Of course, we support the CFBC debate team, and we want to wish them all the best. But I want to have a chit-chat to speak to them in terms of their preparation so far and how do they feel going into the competition. So I am going to ask them to introduce themselves and to say a little about themselves, what program they are undertaking at CFBC, starting with.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kayla Penny, and I am a second-year student studying business. In particular, I'm majoring in entrepreneurship along with law and economics.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Michaelia Tucker, and I'm a second-year sociology major.
Good afternoon. My name is Jaylon Rose, and I am currently pursuing an associate's degree in information technology of applied science.
Good afternoon. My name is Tazia Williams. I'm a first-year accounting student.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Allen. I'm a second-year student, and I'm majoring in mathematics.
Good afternoon. My name is Indira Riknath, and I'm a second-year law student.
Okay, and there we have it. That's the CFBC LIDC team, or the CFBC debate team for this year's LIDC. Now, there are some territories that they will be coming up against. We have Nevis, and I think Nevis is the current champions of LIDC. You have Anguilla, Antigua, St. Kitts, and host St. Martin. But I want to begin by asking each one of them, what has the preparation been like thus far, especially on the moots? I realize there are several moots, and these are the moots. Permissive parenting has negatively impacted Gen Zs. Artificial intelligence does more harm than good. Parental leave should be equal for both mothers and fathers. And the debate that will be on the final night for the finals, the moot is, without adequate soft skills training, Caribbean youth will not achieve their fullest potential. So starting with Kayla, tell me something about your preparation thus far, especially on the moots.
So I am on the mood. Artificial intelligence does more harm than good. And the preparation thus far has been quite knowledgeable because I'm able to learn about the different aspects of artificial intelligence, both the benefits and the challenges that come with it. So it's all been a learning process for me. And the more we prepare, I'm gaining knowledge, a wider variety of knowledge than what I'm accustomed to see on just typical news every day. So I'm benefiting some way.
And I'm of the same mind of my colleague Kayla here. We started with quite immersive research throughout the entire team on both moods, and then we were then divided. I am currently on the without adequate soft skills training, Caribbean youth will not achieve their fullest potential. And I must say that it's quite eye-opening because I do realize the gaps that are impacting our business world among the youth with soft skills.
Similarly to Michaelia, I am also doing the mood. Without adequate soft skills training, Caribbean youth will not achieve their fullest potential. And it is certainly insightful and eye-opening because doing the research, it helps me to realize that soft skills are applied daily, even if we don't realize it, and that we apply it in the workplace, schools, and all over.
Similarly, I would have done research on the moot AI does more harm than good. And it was really enlightening to see that the technological landscape is truly changing and the future is artificial intelligence. So I would say that researching and really digging into the moot has opened my eyes to the world that is to come.
Okay, like my colleague here, Tazia Williams, I'm also doing the mood artificial intelligence does more harm than good. And like everyone has said already, I find it very eye-opening because the level of research that we're required to do in order to write the scripts, in order to properly put together our rebuttals, etc., it opens up our minds to a new depth of knowledge that we didn't have before, even knowledge that you probably thought you were familiar with, or topics you thought you were familiar with rather. Like artificial intelligence, I feel like artificial intelligence is fairly familiar to everybody now, right? We're living in a technological era now. So artificial intelligence is familiar, but there are certain aspects of it that I feel like I certainly wasn't aware of, and a lot of people might not be aware of. So yes, I thought that the research was eye-opening, and apart from the research aspect of it, I feel like the preparation in terms of the speaking, the writing, etc., it's really helped me in my studies as well, apart from just research. So I'd say that's how it's helped me.
I am with my colleagues, Michaelia and Jaylon, on the mood. Without adequate soft skills training, Caribbean youth will not achieve their fullest potential. And I would say that before researching this mood, I was not aware that there was such a significant gap in the business world regarding soft skills. So this has truly expanded my horizons.
Okay, very good. So it really shows that you have been studying and researching, and that your studying and researching have really been paying off in terms of you learning so much in terms of the topics that we have. Now, tell me something. What initially drew each of you to join the debating team? Let's start over here. Yes.
Well, I was part of the Literary and Debating Society since I was a first-year student, and I have always been passionate about debate, even since high school. In fact, me and my colleague here, Tony, we tried to revive the Baxter High School Debate Club when we were there, but it was kind of unsuccessful because of lack of support. But when we came here, we saw that the debate club was thriving. We decided to join, and then we joined the executive, and we tried for the debate team in the first year, but unsuccessful. But here we are now. So that was great.
I feel like Indira has already spoken for me, but I'll go ahead. Yes, I've always been passionate about debate since high school, as long as I can remember. I've just always wanted to be a debater and went as far as to, as Indira said, try and revive the debating society at our high school, which unsuccessful, but it shows that we really were passionate about it because we went out of our way. We didn't have the necessary support. We weren't aware necessarily of how a society was to be run. anything like that, we went out of our way and we did our best. I feel like even if it wasn't successful, we did our best. And again, came to the college, found out that there was a society. I almost jumped for joy, literally. But yeah, so I joined, tried out for the team. The first year I didn't make it, but we were successful this time around. So I'm really grateful for that. And it shows that my practice and preparation from first year all the way up until now has been paying off, basically. So yeah, that's what drew me to debate.
As the only first year on the team this year, it is a great opportunity. When I first came here, I was like, debate society, should I join? I went to one meeting, then another, and I found that it was something that I want to do. I want to practice. I want to get better at speaking publicly and writing. So that has really improved on my part. And then I tried out for the debating team, and I got on the team. And I was like, wow, this will be a great experience. So I'm really excited for the future, and I'm excited to forge ahead for the second year.
For me, in my first year, I wasn't the most social person, and I didn't really come up here and know much about the different clubs or anything. But then as I went on, a couple people that I knew were in the debating society also, like Dominion and Jazaro. And then after a while, I was considering it, saying maybe I should join, and then I started talking to them about it, and it was like, yeah, you should join, you should join. So then I was like, yeah, I should take the opportunity. And then I also thought about it because it was like, maybe I could meet new people, make new friends, get new experiences, and learn how to speak better. So then I decided to try for the team, and then I made it.
Well, much like my other colleagues, I've always had an interest for debating. However, I just decided to join the team in my second year because I had to put aside and make a little sacrifice because I had to participate in the Model Organization of American States General Assembly for high schools. So I had to put debate a little and say, okay, I'll do this one, no, and do this the other year. So I said, as second year approached, I said, okay, I have to do this, I have to join, because this is my passion now. And I decided to try out to become on the debate team, and yes, it was quite successful. And I believe that as a debater, it not only helps you to become well-rounded in school and academics, but it also transcends into your personal lives, communication as you grow up. So it's quite beneficial for me and my other colleagues.
Well, as you have known, that last year I was on the debate team. So this year I came back because I compared my last year experience to this year, and I realized that after the first LIDC competition, that my growth was very, evident. Because after LIDC match, I was exposed to more public speaking opportunities. So I said, let me go again. Let me give it another try and give it my best and use that experience and exposure that I've gained in the previous year to then propel my public speaking skills in this upcoming competition. So, yeah.
Right, so I'm hearing so many things, the benefits of debating. Some of you mentioned the improved public speaking skills and so on. But one of the things that debate helps us with is with our critical thinking skills. And tell me, how has your participation in the debating society influenced your critical thinking skills? Kayla.
As we know, there is the rebuttal part of the debate, which is the cement of the whole competition as to whether you win or not. And as we started preparing for rebuttals, it caused my mind, all of our minds, to really buckle down and, see what aspects can we think about in terms of this specific topic? Or how can I widen and broaden my knowledge base on this topic? So this helped me in terms of my schoolwork, in terms of taking a different approach in the way I hit certain topics when I'm writing or when I'm speaking publicly. Think, okay, how can I target this solution? A solution for everything. So critical thinking, being an advantage in debating, has opened the door for me to broaden my knowledge as to, okay, there is always a plan, a solution, and a problem in everything you do. You just have to sit down and analyze your thoughts properly. So it has helped.
Yes, much like Kayla, critical thinking is basically being able to dissect and decipher certain things. So once you really put your mind, or in our terms, lock in, you're able to really see what the true picture is and take apart the tiny parts and put them all together again.
Similarly to my other teammates, critical thinking with debate has allowed me to really just sit down and go through an article, take out the points that are necessary for the rebuttal to say, okay, yes, this is that, however, and that, yeah, it has really helped me to just be able to see things, also solve problems better, and just sit down and think.
Much like my other colleagues, I have been able to dissect the assignments that I've been given better from working on the rebuttal, thinking in reverse, thinking what could they bring and how could I angle it at a way that I can win. And especially doing subjects like accounting, you have to dissect tables, you have to dissect the information that you're given, look at it, and then try to fit it in as best as you can. So doing the rebuttal, piecing it together, taking it apart, piecing it back together again has really improved my critical thinking skills.
Yes, so similarly to what my colleague here has said, yes, you gain critical thinking skills in debate by going through large portions of information, looking at it, dissecting it, putting it in the rebuttal, seeing how it could piece together, etc. But I feel like something that's kind of not really spoken about when it comes onto the rebuttal is the level of creativity you have to have in order to construct a compelling rebuttal. Because it's not just about, okay, yes, you analyze the information, you put it in the rebuttal, but you also have to think creatively in terms of how you structure it, how you word certain things. So it's not just about putting information, just putting information. It's about how you shape it as well, because you're structuring a narrative to use against your opponents. So I feel like that's also something, not only your critical thinking skills, but also your creativity as well. So.
I would say that being in debating society has definitely developed my critical thinking skills, because now I can see improvement when I am focusing on certain subjects, such as literature, which of course requires a lot of critical thinking when dissecting the pieces that you are given. And that is a great benefit for me, because I will be majoring in literature when I go off to university. So this society has definitely helped me.
Right, so a debate is a war. It's a war of words. It's not a war where you use, it's a war where you know, blood and guns and tanks and all of that. But at the very same time, it's a war, so therefore you have to anticipate what your opponent is going to come with and to be prepared. And the rebuttal, from what I have seen, is where some teams fail. Some teams fail because they're just not prepared to rebut. And so the teams that are better able to rebut are the teams that win. So that aspect, I think, is extremely important to you winning. Now, we prepare for the debate. We go to the debate in St. Martin, and there will be butterflies in your stomach. You're going to feel nervous. You're going to have the whole gamut of emotions. What strategies do you plan to use to stay calm and focus during the debates? Because that is important. Sometimes if you are not able to stay calm and focus, it affects your debating. What strategies do you plan to use?
I'll take another approach. Strategies that you can use before so you can prevent it. I'll hit that approach. I believe it's natural to be nervous, yes. But once you take every opportunity that is available to you to speak publicly, I feel like you should gravitate towards it. Because then the more you do it, the less nervous you feel. So that when you're put on a stage to compete against others, it's easy for you. So my advice would be to deal with nerves and anxiety prior to going to a competition. It's taking little opportunities in the classrooms, like being the leader of the group, presenting, or doing a vote of thanks, or any little speech. Take the opportunity. Once you expose yourself, your mind, your body, you get accustomed to speaking to small groups, then larger groups, and then you're ready. I'm not saying that you won't be nervous at any time, but it improves as you go, and you're able to better control it once you get to the podium. So that's my 2 pieces.
Yes, and these words of my colleague are very, very educational and informative, and they should not be taken lightly. And my approach is basically saying that we're all equal here. They're just people. I should not be nervous. I should not be taken up by anxiety. And this is something that I was chosen to do. I am quite honored to do it, so I must fulfill my part. And that is basically my strategy on how I very optimally execute my part.
I agree with both of my teammates, and those are also very impactful strategies that you can implement. For me, I would say maybe on the spot, if it's about to come, I would probably play some music in my head. Or this might come off as a bit strange, but I like football, and I also imagine the players calm on the pitch, because in football you need to be calm to make decisions, as sometimes in football one wrong move could lead to a goal or something. So I like to play those moments in my mind and just calm myself, think of my favorite players, what would they do in a situation that puts them on the spot, and it helps me to calm down.
Similarly to my colleagues, I would say that they have said very informative points that would help anyone with their nerves. But I would personally use breathing exercises and affirmations before, while I'm in, let's say I'm at St. Martin, the night before the competition, nerves all over. I would calm myself down, start to breathe, start to affirm myself so that I feel confident on the day that I will be able to execute.
Well, I agree with everything my colleagues have said so far, but everyone deals with nerves differently, so there's not going to be one answer I can give to help everyone with nerves. But I can tell you how I deal with nerves is that I personally just tell myself that, hey, you know what? I'm here to do a job, and once I'm finished with that job, that's it, okay? I try not to focus too much on my emotions or what if this happens, what if that, etc. I just try and steel myself, tell myself, hey, just go up there, do the job, get it done, and get it over with, okay? Because once you do your best, that's all you can do, literally. So just go up there, do your best, and that's it, in my opinion.
So the strategy I would use is very different from what everyone has stated here. Obviously, they've been useful to everyone here, but mine is different. I would do two things in particular. First of all, pray. God. Yes, most importantly, I would just, if I'm feeling nervous, I'm going to pray and I will find peace in that. And then what will boost my confidence is that going up to the competition, I would try to practice as much as possible to build my confidence in the fact that I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm about to go up to do and I know the material very well. So there's nothing to be nervous about. The only thing now left to do is to execute properly. So yeah.
Okay, very well. Debating takes a lot of teamwork. Very, very important. And so I would like to know, how do you support each other as a team? Because that is important.
So as a team in all six of us, I would say that we do support each other in terms of helping each other do your task properly. For example, like when we first began, we had to come together and create the scripts ourselves, and that required a lot of teamwork, and that was very difficult because it was during a time where everyone was working and stuff like that. So some of us had to make sacrifices and stay up. Some of us had to take parts from other persons and do them ourselves. So we've tackled the issues that have come our way very well. So yeah.
Okay, well, there's different types of support that you can offer to your teammates. And I feel like as a team, we work very well together in general. We, in terms of preparation, in terms of the actual material itself, we often share news articles, for example, on the different topics. So anything artificial intelligence related, anything soft skills related. We have a group chat, obviously the power of technology. We share information, and that is one way that we support each other. You could also support each other emotionally, in a sense, because that's very important. If your teammate is feeling nervous, they're just not feeling it today. You just ask, you okay? You good? What happened? That kind of stuff. So, in those two ways, I feel like we work very well together as a team. We support each other.
I wholeheartedly agree with my colleague Tony. We often would come together for practices and we would speak in front of each other. So then that affords us the opportunity to give suggestions to each other. What can we improve on? What is good? Affirm each other in our public speaking. So I think that is really good and it benefits all of us.
Similarly to what Tony and Tazia would have said, yes, we do support each other by having the different articles in the chat, having a Google Docs to, write down things and we could correct and change it. And then another thing too, in terms of support, like also when we're practicing, like just being able to be there and you mess up, just the teammates being there and just looking on is good enough support, and it helps to boost confidence because it helps you to continue going on even when you mess up, because it may happen on the stage and you have to be able to prepare appropriately to transition smoothly. So yes.
And what really helps us to gel together is the support that we give each other. Through constructive criticism, such as when we're up on the lectern and we're giving our scripts or rebuttals, we must have some kind of input to give to each other than just our staff sponsors. So I feel like we rather make the mistake here than make it on the stage, because our common goal is to win, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Ultimately, I share the same sentiments all expressed by my colleagues. So, yeah.
Right, so I like to hear the confidence of this team. And I want you to bring home the trophy. Navis did it the last time around. Now this is the time for St. Kitts. to do it. So I know that you're going to give it your all, that you're going to put your best feet forward, and you're going to bring it back. I am confident about that. How confident are you? Very confident. Okay, now we are going to wrap up, but I want to ask you, for the rest of the student population, so that they can hear, what advice would you give to someone who is interested in joining a debating team but feels intimidated? I remember you said at first you felt kind of, but then you joined and you realized the benefits that you gained from joining. So let me hear you, Kayla. Okay. Mm-hmm.
My advice to everyone listening, and especially the ones who are particularly interested in joining the Literary and Debating Society, but feel as if though it's not really for them due to their shyness, I'd say take the opportunity. Seize the opportunity, because you never know what your horizons may be expanded to. And the benefits are more than you may ever know. So just take the opportunity and the rest will be yours.
My advice to you is just to take it one step at a time, because when you have anxiety, you are always thinking of, oh, what if this, what if that? But just take it one step at a time, work on it slowly, and of course, consistently, because when you consistently work on something, whether it be big or small, you tend to make improvements, learn how to talk better, and then even the other benefits would include, you know, being able to talk to people, networking, meeting new people, making new friends, and opening up your horizons to new opportunities and experiences.
To anyone listening that may be contemplating joining the Literary and Debating Society, I would say take the chance. The Literary and Debating Society is not only about public speaking, it develops your writing skills as well. If you may be struggling with writing the many essays you have to write in college, you may have to consider joining the Literary and Debating Society, because we not only speak publicly, but we also improve on our writing skills in this society. So come on in.
Well, this is a topic I feel particularly passionate about, because I was once that nervous student. I have always had an interest in debate, but coming to the college and being a first year, you know, you're new, you don't know anybody really, coming and feeling a bit intimidated, you know? So I was once that student. But if you are truly interested in joining debate, I highly suggest that you just try. It may not be for everyone, but you will never know until you try. I walked through that door. I was nervous, I was shaking, but I came and I was in my first meeting and I fell in love with it. So the only thing you can really do is try, in my esteemed opinion. And who knows, like, there are benefits, as previously stated, to your schoolwork, your writing, your speaking, that sort of stuff. And it can also help you not only in your general schoolwork, but it can help you if you're going off to the workplace, for example. So the benefits, just consider that the benefits will far outweigh anything, any minor embarrassment or anything like that. So that's why I say, just try.
I would say that if someone is interested in joining the debating society and they feel a bit intimidated by it, you're not alone in your struggles. We were all first-year students once, and coming into this college, it was very new to us, new building, new people, new lecturers, and with new comes the fear of just being scared. And one of the things you realize when you come here for the first time is that they encourage you to join clubs, and this is one of them. So do not be intimidated to join the club, because I once was. I was very much scared. But when I came, I realized that these are just people just like me, and they're not that scary. So come right ahead.
Right, and there we have had it. This is the CFBC debating team for the LIDC, the 53rd LIDC debating, well, the LIDC is the Leeward Islands debating competition, which takes place in St. Martin from the 6th of March to the 8th of March. Of course, you have the full support of the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College. You have the full support, I think, of everybody in St. Kitts. And, you know, there are some people who we should thank and appreciate for working with you. And I know that Dean Laverne, Miss Laverne Brooks, she has been working very hard with you and others as well, other lecturers, Mr. Diamond and others. And so, you know, we really have to appreciate them for the work that they are putting in to prepare you for this very important event. And as you have said, you have learned so much: reading skills, writing skills, listening skills, critical thinking skills, because, you know, when you read, you have to be a critical reader. You have to be a critical listener. And that is so important. And the rebuttal, you have to listen critically, right? And then critical writing and all of that. So it improves you in every area. In our society today, when you hear about an argument, people normally think as though people fighting and cussing and all of that sort of a thing. But in this context, an argument is something that is civil, constructive, and where we can all learn. Doesn't matter, there are opponents and there are proponents, but that is life. Life will always have arguments for and arguments against, but we learn to respect each other. We learn to respect different viewpoints, and it teaches us all of that, to be tolerant and to be compassionate and to be empathetic to others in terms of their viewpoints and so on. So thank you so much, and I want to wish you all the best. And you're confident, and you will bring back the trophy. And that much I am sure of. Take care.